folks, I still remember the first time I played paintball at SNL. It was during the 90s and it was for a church fundraiser. At the time, SNL still had a members area down at the old office, and the neutral zone still had a hut that you bought paint out of. Honestly, most people probably wouldn't recognize the neutral zone today as to what it was. But anyway, the place was packed, and it was one of the first times for me playing paintball in general. I still remember that Vic took the time to chat to anyone that had questions, and just went of his way to socialize with everybody that was there. Not much has changed in that respect, honestly, but it was still an awesome first impression of the place. I learned that SNL stood for the names of Vic's kids, Sarah, Nathan, and Leah, and most of the buildings within the town were named to reflect his family. It was a neat idea, and you could tell that it was a true family business. As time went on, SNL became my regular field to play at. I'd gotten to know Vic and Dar over the time, and I'd met all the kids at least once. At some point, I offered to help Vic do some maintenance on his field rentals, and that kind of became an annual thing for us for a while. During one of my visits to help Vic out, we got chatting about big games and fundraisers in relation to paintball. You know, just chatting to pass the time, talking about the best ways to plan, game types, how to advertise, you know, stuff like that. Eventually we got to the topic, to who to raise the money for. And honestly, we had a few laughs at the start. You know, Bank of Rob, Bank of Vic. But after the laughter died down, we sat there in silence for a second. Vic made a comment about how it's the kids, or the younger generation, that would be the future of the sport. And that it would be nice to be able to do something to give back to them. We chatted for a bit more, finished up our work, said our goodbyes, and I headed home. Well, what Vic had said stuck in my head for a long time. A real long time. Kind of like an itch that you just can't quite scratch. Enough so that I started looking into places. I had an idea of what I wanted. It had to be an organization that helped kids, had to be local, and it had to be accessible by anyone. So the short list came pretty quick, and at the top was the IWK. So I made a point of finding a reason to get back to SNL. I think this was during the off-season, so playing wasn't an option, but I think I offered to run up and help with some maintenance, or Vic had a project on the go. Honestly, I can't remember the exact reason. But either way, once I got there, I asked Vic how he felt about maybe doing something for the IWK Foundation. Vic loved the idea, and offered to help however he could, right on the spot. Didn't even ask how I was going to play in it or how I was going to do it. Just said he was backing me and he was all on board. So with Vic on my side, I started making phone calls, got in touch with Daisy at the time over the IWK, and the rest is how history, as they say. I can tell you right now, Paintball for Kids never would have happened without the support of Vic, Dar, and the rest of the family. And the only reason it keeps going as well as it is because of their continued support. Those people right there, amazing people, really some of the good ones. I think anyone that has ever had the pleasure to play at the field and meet the family would agree. I can't wait to see what's in store for SNL as we look to the future.
Hi Vic, it's Sav. I wanted to do this video to tell you how much I appreciate everything you're doing to keep Frank's memory alive, and everything you do for all of the players to make sure they have the best experience when they play paintball. I also want you to know how much Frank loved you, spoke about so highly about you. Even when we lived in Ontario, he was still always telling me the best stories about his games at your place. I love you. Frank loved you. And please keep doing what you're doing. Take care.
Hi, my name is Vic McFarlane, and I'm going to play a song I wrote in 2015. The song is called The Songwriter. Oh, there's a surprise. The people on the radio when I was just a kid sang sad songs through their nose. How I really hated it. But then the Beatles came along and I wanted to join in. So I quit my roots and cowboy boots and tried to be like them. Beer drinking changed to smoking weed. Mine was in a haze. Rock and roll offered more than money and the babes. Still there was a spot in me that longed for the old days. But a cat who's changed all his spots finds it hard to change again. As time moved on and I wrote songs, I found it rather strange. The more I write, the more I get back to my old ways. It's been so long since I was young, my memory's kinda dim. But the songs I write that I like best sound country when they're played. The radio played only tunes of cowboys in those days. I just wanted more than that. I guess I needed change. But the memories of my youth outweigh the world today. So I'm back to writing country songs, and I think I'll stay this way. Yes, I think I'll stay this way. I'll be closer to heaven by the end of the day. Oh, it's fun to be here, gotta go. I can't stay. Don't you look at me sadly as I stroll away. I'll be closer to heaven by the end of the day. Can't say I don't see her, but everywhere I go, there'll be tears too and sadness more than I've ever known. But these feelings inside me won't let me alone. Still I'll be closer to heaven when I finally get home. I'll be closer to heaven by the end of the day. Oh, it's fun to be here, gotta go. I can't stay. Don't you look at me sadly as I slow roll away. I'm closer to heaven by the end of the day. I'm not talking about dying. I've got all my health. It's the woman, I'm trying to move for myself. She's an angel, and therefore the harder I pray, she'll take me closer to heaven till the end of my days. Oh, I'll be closer to heaven by the end of today. Well, it's fun to be here, gotta go, I can't stay. Don't you look at me sadly, let's roll away. I'll be closer